Test 1, 2.
Perfect.
So you guys stay 6 feet apart. I might call you up. Just thank you for joining us today. I'm pleased to be joined by the chair of our Community Services Committee, Rowena Santos, and our CEO, David Barrick. I'm also joined today by some community leaders, Michael Jovie, the Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Club, who are tenants at the city's McMurtry Center facility, and Michael Goot, who is a small business owner who runs the Sports Fix Pro Hockey Shop out of the South Fletcher's complex, another city facility. As you know, to prevent the spread of COVID-19, we have closed all city facilities, and on the advice of public health, we've asked everyone to engage in physical distancing. I would note under the provincial orders, non-essential businesses are also closed. Physical distancing is incredibly important. It's why the city has brought in measures just yesterday to fine individuals up to $100,000 who are not following the guidance of public health. And I've got a little bit of an update on that before I share today's announcement. Last night, a call came into 311 about a backyard party of 20 people who have showed complete disregard for the physical distancing requirements of public health, has asked the community to buy in. This is why we have fines. If someone's going to be reckless with their community, causing it to spread, endangering the lives of neighbors, family, and loved ones, there's going to be consequences. Last night, the first night of these new fines, by law, with the assistance of Peel Police, laid their first fine, and it's not going to be the minimum of $750. It's going to go straight to a court. It'll be up to a justice of the peace to decide, and it can be as high as $100,000. So I hope this is a warning to the community. We are not taking this provision lightly, and we are willing to fine. There will be consequences if you endanger our community. This is too serious for anyone to be reckless and foolish. And I can tell you, just like the call last night, we will take all of these calls and reports of people ignoring the advice of Peel Public Health very seriously. Due to these unprecedented times, we have businesses, small businesses, not-for-profits. This has hit them like an economic tidal wave that risks putting their business out of business. And for that reason, we looked at areas that the city could help. We actually have 41 facilities where we have tenants across the city. And so today I'm pleased to announce that for our city tenants, and rent is due today, April 1st, rent is due today. For our city tenants, I'm pleased to announce that the city will defer rent payments for its not-for-profits and small for-profit tenants for a period of 3 months. If we need to extend this longer, we will. And additionally, we will waive payments for not-for-profit. So the small for-profit business, we're deferring the payments, but for the not-for-profits, we are actually going to waive the rent to show the compassion and understanding that we have during this time. If you're a not-for-profit, you can't do community fundraising right now, and we know they take on integral services for the community, and we want them to know that the city has their back. During these difficult economic times, the city of Brampton has their back. I would note for some of these small businesses that have the means to pay, please pay. This is meant to help those who are in the most precarious position. Initiatives like this will help the economic recovery. It will help support businesses through this storm that we're going through. We understand this is a challenging time, and at the City of Brampton, we are doing everything we can to make sure we can help. I would also note our Economic Support and Recovery Task Force, headed by Councillor Michael Pileshi and Paul Vicente, and myself have written a letter to the province to ask for a provincial rent relief program. we can do this for city facilities, but there are provincial facilities too, where, or frankly, a fund to help those small mom and pop shops that really need help right now. And I hope the initiative that we're taking in the city of Brampton will be something that will be carried on by provincial and federal governments as well. And we'll share a copy of that letter later today. On that note, I want to have two representatives who can highlight what this means for them, why this program, why this announcement of deferring and waiving rent for for-profit small businesses and not-for-profits is so important. So I'm going to call up first Michael Jovie, the Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Club that do incredible work, and just quickly he is going to summarize what this means for him and how this enables him to help young people in our community.
Thank you very much to the City of Brampton for the opportunity to come and speak today. It's as an organization that represents over 700 kids across the City of Brampton and over 100 plus families. Being able to have this rent relief provides us with the opportunity now to figure out ways to help these families during these trying times, be it offering them services online or be it helping to direct them to other city services. We value this partnership with the City of Brampton, and it's very, very heartwarming and couldn't come at a better time. So thank you to our mayor, thank you to our city councilors, and we look forward to working even farther with you as these uncertain times do carry on. I just want to re-emphasize what the mayor said. It's very essential that we're following physical distancing. It's our children, youth, and families, and our seniors are dependent on the protection that we do, not only as a organization, but as a city in whole. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Once again, 700 of the most vulnerable youth in our community that this organization helps, and of course we want to see them be able to continue to function. A great reflection of small businesses in our community is Michael Goot, who's running a family-owned hockey shop, sports shop for the last 30 years, poured his energy, his heart into this small business, and I'll have Michael come up and say what this means for his small business.
Good day. Thank you for having me here today, guys. Mayor Brown and councilors. For the last 30 years, we've operated a small business out of the city of Brampton. 25 of those out of South Fletcher Sports Arena. We're a ma and pa store that works hard every day, trying to get through. We try to serve the community the best we can, and I believe we do. We never ever would have seen something like this coming. I remember a few weeks ago a local supplier saying to me, how do you think this is going to affect the community, your community, the hockey community? And at that point I really didn't think anything of it, but here we are, and there's some tough times ahead for everybody, not just myself. I've got guys who work with me. It's tough to deal with the fact that I can't help them anymore right for this moment. Brighter days, I hope, are ahead, but with all the self-distancing and all the awareness now, hopefully we can get this under wraps so we can get back to our lives that we know quicker than later. This assistance program definitely will help myself move through and forward. It's at a time that it is needed as a small business, and I just would like to thank the mayor and the councilors and the senior staff for all their support. I've never really viewed the city as a landlord. I've always viewed them as a partner, and they've come through on this. So I would like to thank them very much.
Thank you, Michael. Well, thank you, Michael. And at this point, we'd be happy to take any questions that you may have. So if we could have any of the media organizations that have questions to state them. No question? Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much for being here today.
We will now take questions from the telephone lines. If you have a question and you're using a speakerphone, please lift up your handset before making your selection. If you have a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. If at any time you wish to cancel your question, please press the pound sign. Please press star 1 at this time if you have a question. There will be a brief pause while the participants queue up for questions. Thank you for your patience. Once again, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. There are no questions registered at this time. I would now like to turn the meeting back over to Mayor Brown. Please go ahead.
Well, that summarizes our announcement today. If there's any additional technical questions that want to be asked to the city of this announcement at any time, you can speak to our CEO, David Barrick, directly, and stay safe.